Please be advised, the Kind of Movie Critics podcast may contain spoilers. This includes most of the movies you're going to want to see. This shit also contains profanity, so there's that. Enjoy.
Yo, this is Treezy.
Hey, it's Kory.
Smart the mailman.
It's Jesse T.
And I'm young Leezy.
Yo, Kind of Movie Critics is back on that radar. Radar, baby.
Why must you be such a corn bucket?
I don't know, nigga. Shit. That's just who mom is. So, yeah, man, we're kind of doing something unprecedented here. Well, for us, it's unprecedented, I should say. And this was totally Martin's idea, which I think is very important to say. We are doing a whole episode about a teaser trailer for Black Panther. Enter applause right here.
Was that like an African thing? Like,
Speaking.
That was good. It really wasn't. I guess it was subliminal though. That's pretty interesting. I need to check myself on that.
That was whack Donald's.
But I wasn't. I really wasn't trying to do that. It was just like that's just what happened.
So you were accidentally racist and or ignorant?
No, I think that was just subliminally tribal. Like that was like the ancestry coming back.
That's what I say too.
Yeah, that's ancestry coming back.
that was a good save.
No, that's what it was. See, Kory, you don't know nothing about that right now.
He said it's cellular. He's like, bless up the ancestor them.
Yeah, ancestor them. Yeah, man. So anyway, man, it seems like there's been a lot of stir about this teaser trailer, which is, I think, fucking dope as shit.
I feel like it's been a stir since when did Civil War come out? 2015?
Did it?
Yeah, probably 2 years ago.
Yeah,
guess so.
Yeah.
I just remember after Civil War came out, just black people just going ape shit, like so excited that Black Panther was coming. And just being like, oh my God, it's about to be lit. It's about to be the blackest, most amazing shit we've ever seen. So now it has to live up to the hype.
Yeah, I remember walking out of the theater with my nephew, and I was like, yeah, Black Panther was cool. He was like, hey. He damn near cussed me out. He was like, don't you ever talk bad about Black Panther in your life.
How old is your nephew?
He's like 8 years old.
Now, you read the comics, right? Did you ever read the
I
Black
read
Panther
some
comic?
of them. I mean, I know of Black Panther. I didn't really
I'm in the same boat.
Of.
I knew of them, but I never read the comic.
So, interesting story. I'm not really into Black Panther, but my best friend, rest in peace to her, when she was convalescing, she was a big Black Panther fan. So when they did the reboot with Ta-Nehisi Coates, I started buying like the first printings and sending them to her, but I was keeping one for my daughter. And when I started sending her the comics, my kid would not read to save her life. She started reading comic books. So I've continued to collect them for her. So I have like several first printings of Black Panther.
Interesting.
From the reboot. I don't know what they're worth now, but like, I'm just going to keep holding on to them.
Yeah, Reginald Hudlin used to write it before Ta-Nehisi Coates, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's really dope. Do you have any of those? Or?
Nah, I don't really. Well, I guess with the Boondocks, I shouldn't be, and it's wrong, but I'm kind of anti-Reggie Hudlin, I guess, just because I love the Boondocks so much.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, but explain what that means, like for people that don't know the correlation.
Oh, well, Reggie Hudlin was like a producer on the Boondocks, I guess the first season, but he really didn't do much. And so, Aaron Magruder would always take a bunch of jabs at him, especially with like the BET episode and stuff like that,
right?
Or make jokes about him in the comic strip,
right. And Reginald Hudlin, he's one half of the Hudlin brothers. Yeah. We get House Party because of the Hudlin brothers, and Boomerang because of the Hudlin brothers.
Yeah, I guess when you look over his career, he's done like a lot of good things for black cinema. But Aaron Magruder's my nigga though.
I mean,
you
think about the Hudlin brothers and what they've contributed to. Like, someone hit me up today over the shout out to For Colored Nerds podcast over their Boomerang episode, and it's something that I never even thought about in Boomerang, just how they had all these successful black people just showing up on screen, and they just happened to be black, and they had all of these, great imagery of black people in such a subtle way. So like, shout out to them for that.
Yeah, no, I don't think Eddie Murphy gets enough credit for that.
I never even thought about that though. Like, he did that 3 movies in a row.
Coming to America,
he did it Coming to America, Harlem Nights, and Boomerang. It was just like, look how beautiful and successful we are, like on our own.
Right, and he didn't throw it in your face, and that's why we didn't ever think about it.
And I never even thought about it until I listened to them talk about it. I was just like, oh yeah, and it never, because I was such a little kid, it never dawned on me that was weird.
Right. So that's funny. So you talk about the interview. For y'all don't know, Live from the 7-5. Shout out to Live from the 7-5. They did a podcast interviewed me yesterday, and that was one of the jewels that I dropped about. They were asking me like what I feel like I want my legacy to be, and I was like, the whole thing is that people learn so much about themselves from art. You know what I'm saying? Like we learn a lot about what we're capable of and what we like to do because of the images that we've seen. Hence I wanted to be a better father or a good father because of the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like that's such an important thing to be able to see certain types of imagery of yourself or your people or whatever the case may be on screen. Because if you knew better, you do better.
No, absolutely. They always.
Proverb
I've heard
says.
people say like you can't be what you can't see. So it's important to have all kinds of images of Black people out there,
Yeah.
and that like it's something that it never dawned on me that it was strange. So just me having that lived experience, and you have kids coming up now when they see themselves in these different roles, and like shout out to Shonda Rhimes, they're doctors and lawyers and professors,
Right.
On network television, then that it doesn't dawn on them that they can't do it because
Right.
it's just a normal thing that they're used to seeing.
Real talk. Real talk. But shit, man, we're gonna jump into the meat of the topic, which is the teaser trailer, though. All right, right off the rip, man. What impressed y'all about this trailer?
It's black as hell.
Okay. Besides that,
Well, I had never really been introduced to this superhero before, so this was all kind of new to me.
Right.
But when I saw that Michael B. Jordan was in it, I was like, okay.
And
I
he's
might
the
have to-
villain, right?
Exactly. I really would like to see him kind of play a super villain type role because after seeing him in Chronicle a couple years back, I liked him in that movie.
Oh, I loved him in that.
Yeah, and he was a good guy, so it'd be nice to kind of see the contrast.
Did you like him in Fantastic Four?
I didn't even watch Fantastic
It was
Four.
horrible.
no, he did his thing though.
No, I like
He was a
him,
good
but
Johnny
like
Storm.
Fantastic Four was.
Yeah, there's some problems. That's a whole nother podcast.
Right. What else?
I have a sweet spot for cars flipping behind people, action heroes or things. So I just love it. I think it's a really good visual. I've seen it done with villains, heroes. I just like the car flipping behind
You do.
a character.
Because I remember when Drive first came out. You really liked that scene.
Yeah, when the car flips over and
Yeah,
it's
you
kind of
see
in the rear view mirror.
Yeah.
So it just says so much.
I didn't realize.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing for you.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, that was a hell of a sequence. Like that.
You
was
didn't
seeing
see
that
in
on
the
screen.
chat when he was like, "I watched the car flip 5 times."
No, I might have
I've
passed over
seen,
that.
and then the Chronicles of Riddick. I remember there was a shot where Vin Diesel and the spaceship landed behind him, and it's all tumbling. There's tons of examples. Michael Bay, The Matrix, an entire car chase is
Right.
filled with cars flipping
Yeah,
behind
true.
other cars. So it's a cool visual. If I ever get to make a big budget action movie, cars are gonna flip behind things.
Right. That's gonna happen.
Speaking into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, real talk. Martin, how about you, man? Is it
I actually wasn't that impressed for real.
by the trailer?
Nah, not really.
Oh.
It's like I'm sure I like the movie and I'm sure I'll have a fun time, but for what they were like billing it as setting you up for, like Michael B. Jordan was like, oh, this is a Game of Thrones of the Marvel universe, and the CGI looks kind of off. And I guess what I love about Game of Thrones is when they have to shoot a scene on like an iceberg in the middle of nowhere, they go to an iceberg in like Greenland or Iceland or something, or they need to shoot in like a palace. They go to Spain and shoot. It's like here I feel like you could have gone to Africa and like got less CGI, made it more practical. I mean, the costumes look good, but like the CGI, I'm just kind of like done with.
So to be
Interesting.
fair,
Okay.
though, you said hey, you haven't looked at the Ta-Nehisi version of the comics because it looks like the
Oh,
comic
I've
book.
read. Yeah, I've read like one comic. I got it from my nephew.
So
like
you
one
don't?
of
Do you
them.
think the imagery looks like the comic?
Oh yeah, of course. it
But you
looks
would like for it to be slicker.
Yeah, I like it to be more grounded in a sense.
To me, it looks like a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Like when I
very
saw it,
much
I was
so.
like, "This is
It reminds
what,
me of Thor.
This is what." Well, yeah. That's how I felt about the Thor trailer. I was like, "Okay, like it's clearly Chris Hemsworth with nobody." Like you're fighting you fought imaginary people that day at work. But like I didn't feel that way about this trailer, but it looked like what a Marvel movie should look like in terms of the quality, the shots, even the action sequence.
So if you weren't impressed with this one, Martin, like what Marvel movie CGI had you like? Okay, this is great.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Okay,
Like
so I
they
haven't
watched
they
that.
really it's pretty much all CGI, of course, because it's shooting in space and whatnot.
Mhm.
But like James Gunn really knows how to like use CGI in a way that's just amazing to me. Like he doesn't. It's like he doesn't leave anything on the table. Like every shot is beautiful to me in Guardians of the Galaxy too. And I guess if I wanted to compare this to something, because they said it was supposed to be like a geopolitical thriller, I would kind of want to see something more like Captain America 2.
Yeah, which was way more grounded than your
Yeah, so-
average Marvel film. Because I'm with you in the. I mentioned in the chat at 28 seconds where he's looking up and you see all the people. It's like
Yeah, it's
it doesn't look good. The
It
CGI
doesn't look good, but my
CGI.
people are beautiful, and I like seeing them standing on a rock, just being beautiful and black.
Well, I mean, it doesn't come out till what, no, February 16th, I think.
I don't know
Yeah,
when it comes.
February 16th.
So, you
Black
know,
History Month.
Right.
Have you seen all the memes people have been putting up? They like
Like, what you wearing to the
yeah,
job?
what you wearing to Black Panther? And I'm like, my homegirl put that up. She was like, no, for real, what are you wearing? Shout out to you, Rochelle. I know you're listening. And I was like, you got the hookup? She's Liberian. I was like, you got the hookup? I need some garb. Like, I'm ready.
Right. Oh, okay.
I should have saved my meme, the one that I put up with me and the Dashik. I should have saved it for this. Like, I put it
I
out too
will
early.
say this: knowing Marvel, though, like I wonder how quote unquote black it's really gonna be. Like it would be.
I mean, it's Ryan Coogler.
Boy,
Did you
have
see the
have you
cast?
seen the-
I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm just saying, Marvel. It's a comic book. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if that car chase is,
Well, look-
is in New York, and the movie starts in Wakanda, but he has to go save the day somewhere else.
Well,
You know
Luke-
what I'm saying?
Luke Cage is super black, but that's Marvel TV, so they're
Yeah.
kind of like separate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Luke Cage is like super black.
Oh yeah.
It'll make your head explode. You won't like it's so black that you're not even catching all the black shit. You just have to go back when you read about it. You're like, oh shit, it was even blacker than I thought.
Than I thought. Yeah. That's an interesting point that you do bring up, Kory. But I mean, IMDb says otherwise, bro.
Hey,
I think it's gonna be black as fuck.
I hope it is black as fuck.
But in a different way than Luke Cage, I think, because I think Luke Cage is black and fuck from an African American perspective, and I don't think you're gonna get that here.
Right.
I'm hoping that you'll get more of it'll feel more like an African like perspective, which I think is great. I like the idea of like seeing African people, like you said, in Coming to America as royalty and
Right.
not like I hate the word, but savages like they're depicted a lot of times. in cinema.
Right. See, I'm going into this completely blind. I don't know shit about Black Panther. Like I know about Black Panther. Like I know about Huey P. Newton.
Oh, you know about
I know about that shit.
Vanguard.
Yeah.
And I thought more of that was going to be tied into it. Like I thought movie was going to take place like in the 70s or something.
Really?
Yeah. I had no idea what to expect.
My loose knowledge has nothing to do
With Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My loose knowledge. I
The
could be,
comic came
yeah.
out before like the Black Panther Party movement, I think.
Okay, well, like in the
interesting.
trailer, like you see them flying to like some futuristic city. Like, is this taking place like
Yeah,
present
Wakanda.
day?
Well, I can give you
Yeah.
the backstory.
So what's Wakanda?
All right, Wakanda is a fictional country in Africa in the Marvel universe.
Okay.
And basically, in the comics, it was the most technologically advanced country in the world.
Oh.
But they purposely isolated themselves and purposely made the rest of the world think that they were a third world country.
Oh yeah, so people don't come rape their resources.
Yeah,
Yes,
because they have something called vibranium, which is like the hardest metal, basically. Like Captain America's shield is made with it. It's even harder than like Wolverine's claws and
It's
whatnot.
harder than adamantium.
Oh
And
my
that's,
nigga.
and that's
They
why.
speaking truth.
And that's
then.
why he's when he gets shot, he's bulletproof because his suit is made of vibranium.
They speaking the real shit,
Yeah.
because that's where all like when you like all these screens for these phones and stuff, all that,
Yep.
all the minerals from that come from Africa. So
But in the comic, they were so technologically advanced but isolated that their technology didn't work with nobody else. So yeah, it was like they built everything kind of independent. But that's the kind of loose base story. Is
But
that
see, that to me is a message in and of itself
Oh,
that
yeah.
we are a rich and intelligent people and we don't need nobody.
Yo, shout out to Stan Lee, because I'm assuming he's behind this.
Oh,
no?
Stan
you would
Lee?
know that, Martin, more than me.
Or not?
Yeah, I think he created Black Panther.
Yeah, shout out to
Google,
him.
do the Googles.
Out here,
Well,
out here
where's
speaking
Stan Lee's
through the-
cameo going to come from? Is he just
Yeah.
going to show up in Wakanda?
No, actually, I saw it said he had a cameo, but like I live for that. Where is Stan Lee?
Where is Stan Lee going to be at in Wakanda?
Where's Waldoing him?
Yeah.
Right. So you said okay. So now, I think when my loose little look up, it did say that he was behind it.
So Jesse, that's why you see the crazy spaceship. Is that probably that's and showing how advanced their technology really is.
Mhm.
And that's why the conversation in the beginning is important, because he's basically saying like it's all a front, that this place is actually completely full of resources.
No,
Yep.
okay.
Created by Stan Lee, and artist was Jack Kirby.
So yeah, that's basically the original Marvel guys.
Yep. First appearance was in July 1966. So yeah, that I guess that does proceed the Black Panther Party because that was what in '69,
Yeah.
60. No.
Don't get me to lying.
68
Yeah.
because I think it was a reaction, almost a knee jerk reaction to Martin Luther King being assassinated, and that was in '67. Well, anyway, man, that's completely off subject. Anyway,
Malcolm died first. So yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, interesting.
67,
Okay,
68.
um,
If at the very beginning of I Am Not Your Negro, it tells you exactly how people died. And I'm thinking, like, I can't remember the
yeah,
dates. And I just watched it.
Yeah. I think it was 68 though, either 68, 67, right around that time, late 60s basically.
And then to piggyback, that's why at the end of Civil War, Captain America is in Wakanda pretty much, because they're like, no one's gonna find you here.
Mm.
So
Damn, that's making me want to because
I gotta watch it again. It's on Netflix.
I gotta watch all of that because I've missed all. I haven't seen none of the Captain Americas.
Oh, wow,
Let's just
you're
be
missing
clear
out.
about that. Yeah,
number 2 is great.
that's
Winter
right.
Number
Soldier
two,
is
Winter
the one
Soldier,
that everybody
yeah.
said was amazing.
3
Yeah,
is decent, but 2 is that shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
haven't seen none of them.
Civil War. It's an Avengers movie. Not
Yeah,
really
it's
Captain
like-
America.
I didn't see the
It's
last
pretty much
Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I be like when it comes to the comic book movies, man. I'll see them as I see them, but you guys making all these connections between them, it makes me want to go back and see it all before. I mean, I could watch this by itself, but I do.
And then
wanna
it's
make
going to set the
connections,
stage for the next Avengers, the Infinity War, which is going to have pretty much everybody in it.
Right, of course, per usual. So let's talk a little. Oh, go ahead.
To be fair, though, I'm not really the comic book person.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And you guys make me want to go watch the ones I haven't seen because I'm.
You should, because
Right.
I mean they're not like a TV show where you kind of have to see every episode, but it kind of helps.
Mhm.
It kind of helps and it makes sense because there's always going to be things that are going to carry
Well, like
on.
I like X-Men, and so there's
But those
Deadpool,
are-
and so like that's my Marvel
But they're
portion
separate.
that I know. I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jeez.
I know.
I like seeing y'all fight. That's crazy.
We're not fighting.
It was on the verge, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're such a fucking 12-year-old. Anyway.
What? Oh, really?
So yeah, y'all was trying to instigate something because I normally have his back. So you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
so
we're
I like to see.
fighting.
Yeah, it's perfect for me.
It's fine. We got through it, boo.
Oh my god, y'all are fucking retarded.
So
Ableist
who
language.
are you guys most excited for in the cast?
I'm showing up for Lupita
Yes.
personally, just because I think she's a great actress. I also think she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I saw her play on Broadway. Like she was amazing.
Yeah, she's dope. So I mean, that's who I'm showing up for. But I mean, I'm not. I'm here for the entire experience for real. But I do want to see her integrated into the. I think it's a first for a lot of these people, man. The superhero film, and I don't know. There's just so much to play against. I don't know, man. I'm excited for the experience, just to see how it's all needed and woven together, from a performance standpoint, from a visual standpoint, from a dialect standpoint, and all these other standpoints that go into it. I'm just excited to see people's performances, all of them, but specifically Lupita.
Yeah, I would like to see Denai, see what she could do. I actually don't like her portrayal of Michonne that much compared to the comic, but I liked her in The Visitors, so I really want to see what she does. I actually kind of wish that Daniel Kaluuya and the guy who plays Eric Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, could switch places, because I actually think he would be better. Because Killmonger is a really Diesel dude, almost to the Hulk size, and Michael B. Jordan is mad small.
What? Yeah, he bulked up for
For
Creed.
Creed.
But in this trailer, he looks pretty regular to me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, Daniel Kaluuya became bankable 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So
they made a split decision.
You see what they're doing there, and then Ryan Coogler has his relationship with Michael B. Jordan. So
I mean, Lee Pace in Guardians was never a bankable star. He was kind of always on the rise. And I could think of a lot of villains, dude from House of Cards and Ant-Man. He was never a bankable.
Yeah,
action
that's been a
villain.
trend that the villain is not really a bankable star.
Even Loki is considered their best villain, and he wasn't known at all at the time.
Yeah. So that's been a big joke, is that the villains kind of aren't a bankable star, and then they kind of just get discarded. Usually you see them in one movie and then you don't really see them again.
I'm gonna-
Loki being
yeah.
the exception.
I'm gonna be
So.
honest though, I'm kind of a Chadwick Boseman hater.
Really? I like Chadwick. I think
he's
he's
grown
interesting.
on me, but he was like, what was the show he used to be on? He was on like Lincoln Heights, and he showed up, and he was the dude's illegitimate son, and I just was so not impressed with him. So then when he showed up to play Jackie Robinson, I was like, oh, it's the dude from Lincoln Heights. I was like, oh, okay, Jackie Robinson's cool. And I was like, now he's gonna play James Brown. I was like, oh. But then when I saw it, I was like, okay, this shit's good. Right. So like then when I finally they say he was playing Black Panther, I was like, okay. But I mean now he's grown on me, but I'm kind of a Chadwick Boseman hater. But jeez. I mean, he's grown on me.
Right.
That's I just felt like he was not a bankable star, but now I feel like okay. Now that I've seen, he's come. Not saying that he didn't suck on Lincoln Heights or anything like that. It was Lincoln Heights, but I'm proud to see the trajectory that he's been on. But I wasn't excited about him. I felt like it needed to be someone else.
Right.
I was thinking it would be like someone like a bigger star, like a Idris or.
Right. You know what's funny? You know what? I'm on the train with you with that. Like I like when I found out that he was the main star, I kind of did like, because I'm the same. I really wasn't impressed with the James Brown movie.
No, he was good as shit in that movie. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the movie, but he was good.
Yeah, he was cool. Yeah,
well,
he was cool.
Marvel's also known for doing that too.
What's that?
Is not always bringing in the biggest stars because they're Marvel. Because I remember they said they paid Chris Evans for the first Captain America. It was like $300,000 or something like that.
Oh wow. Yeah, short end of the stick.
Well, it's because look, if you do this, you're gonna be Captain America for the next 10 years.
That's amazing, though, because Chris Evans had a
because he was already in Fantastic Four.
Right,
so
he had
like,
a cachet.
But Fantastic Four was a dud.
Yeah. It wasn't. They made two of them, but
that movie's cursed.
They need to let that franchise go.
Yeah, apparently.
That's probably why he re-upped. Like he's going. Like I guess his contract was supposed to be up with Infinity War, but he's going past that. Because he got 300,000 for his movie.
They lowball the directors because you notice a lot of the directors aren't big names either.
The director for Spider-Man: Homecoming is the dude who did The Clown.
What do you mean The Clown?
It's like this random horror movie about like a guy who turns into a clown and starts killing people.
Yeah, because even the guys who did the Russo brothers, they hadn't done any. They had done television.
Television.
They will get these kind of unheard of directors because they can control them.
They make the money back on the back end too, like.
And then too, if you're Steven Spielberg, you're gonna want 20 million. You're gonna want percentages. They want Jesse Torres.
Hey, you pay me. I'm cheap.
Jesse's, and they're gonna control you. They're gonna tell you.
My job to be a production assistant on your movie. For Marvel.
they're gonna tell you what to do. You're gonna do it. You're gonna make. I mean, you might be. Now the Russo brothers got lucky. They really got. I felt like they put a lot of their own style into the movie. But
in which movie is this?
Captain America 2.
Yeah, Captain America.
But Captain America: Civil War wasn't nearly as stylish as the Winter Soldier. Yeah, Winter Soldier. So it's like, yeah, at some point you got to get. I guess they let go too. So.
Mm. Well, I mean, so that's a good segue into this whole, first Ava DuVernay was attached to the film, and now it's Ryan Coogler. Obviously, he took the opportunity. So, what do you think? You think there was probably obviously there was a creative difference there if Ava stepped down from the situation, right? Probably. That's a good assumption to make.
I guess.
Well, maybe she just I think with Marvel, I know in Marvel movies you have to pitch something, and if they don't like it or if they want to change something, then maybe that's why it didn't work out. If she pitched something and they were like, we want to change this part and this part and this part, and she was like, nah.
Right. I wonder. First of all, it would have been an entirely different trailer, I'm sure, if Ava DuVernay was attached to the project. But has anybody checked her tweets recently? I wonder, does she have anything to say about it? I
think she just kind of was good on Ryan. That was the way that I took it.
Well, she said something on Twitter?
I don't know. But I don't know.
I think she'd be salty about it.
I don't think she is.
She has a big movie coming out, so.
Yeah.
Well, she stepped down from the role and Ryan picked it up.
Yeah, I ain't trying to create no beef. I'm just making conversation here.
Marvel's.
You never know.
She might. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
Marvel's Marvel, though. I mean, the movie's gonna look and feel a certain way. I think.
Right.
I think it's going to make $1 billion, and I don't think they're not gonna take too many risks with you.
Well, so. You know what I get baffled by every time one of these Marvel movies come out, and they do pick a director that doesn't have a certain sort of stature when it comes to motion graphics and things like that, or animation. like how big the machine is. Think about who's the guy who did Iron Man, the actor
John Favreau.
yeah,
Yeah.
John
Favreau.
Favreau.
Yeah.
Like up to that point, what had he done to show that he could handle Iron Man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you see Iron Man, and the scale of the film is so much bigger than than anything that from
But it was dope.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
And think about what's come his way after that.
Yeah. So it's like Ryan Coogler. I mean, we went from Fruitvale Station to Creed, and now we're here.
Right.
It's like this big budget, high impact film, man. And I just wonder what that machine is like, that Marvel machine for them to confidently be able to place drama directors into a high action, high octane situation.
Well,
I
I
it's got to
think
be well developed at this point. Like with all they're doing in the Netflix space, with all the shows that they're developing and whatnot, and they merged with Disney, right?
Yeah,
Marvel.
Disney
So I
owned.
mean, having those extra resources now, they're probably just still trying to focus on story. And I feel like if anyone to do, like a black superhero film, I feel like Ryan Coogler would be kind of at the top of my list. Like a young brother who, I mean, he did a damn Rocky movie pretty much, and then I feel like this is a logical kind of next step for him to do something
Agreed.
that's
A
on a bigger
huge,
scale.
yeah.
I
Huge
know
studio picture.
I know Joss Whedon has problems with that machine though. I think that's why he went to he's not head of DC, but he's directing Batgirl, and he is like finishing up Justice League.
Interesting.
Because the Thor scene in Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, with Thor's like in a pool for no reason, like sloshing around. It's like certain stuff like that. Whereas Marvel just put that in there to set up for another movie. And I think even a director like Joss Whedon, who was probably like a super director in that, like he's done so much stuff and has so much respect, he is even like a slave to that system where he was like, I had to get out of here.
Gotcha.
He quit his Twitter like when he did the movie. Just
He quit his Twitter.
yeah.
What does that? I mean,
What does that mean? He's just-
what is
he-
that?
I
Yeah.
guess
He
it's
stopped
like
tweeting, he took it down.
people had such a problem with it, and he couldn't come out and say, I didn't want to put this in the movie. Marvel is the one who did all this.
So he was censoring
just-
himself.
Yeah, he just quit Twitter.
Is DC a better place for that? Because like the Batman versus Superman, like there was all kinds of ridiculous setup moments in that.
I mean, I think that a lot of that is David S. Goyer and Zack Snyder.
And their machine isn't nearly as.
No.
Yeah.
Because Zack Snyder's ahead of it, so if it's something bad, it's probably on him.
Damn. Oh, we got to show that man some respect, man. He had a loss. I think his daughter committed.
Oh, I like Man of
Suicide,
Steel.
yeah.
I'm probably like the only one I know who likes Man of Steel.
I didn't hate it as much as other people hate it, but
Jesse hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse hated
face.
it.
We won't get into that now.
Boy, Jesse
Now, I mean, we
hated
can.
it.
This is the time.
Man,
Oh no, we've done it before. I think I ranted about that
yeah,
before.
he did. He did. Just let me rewind back to Joss Whedon, man, because apparently, like my wife, shout out to my wife for watching random shit on Netflix, but she was watching a show called Firefly. Have y'all heard of that
that's
shit?
where Josh
Yeah, I
Whedon
watched-
That's
pretty
where
much
pe-
came from.
So that's what
Is that
that's
like
in
the
my
movie
research.
Firefly is now a series?
Well,
No,
no,
the
it was a
series
series first,
first.
and then they made Serenity, which is the movie.
There's a movie called Firefly though, isn't there?
Right.
No,
there
I don't
is.
think
There is
so.
a movie called Firefly.
It's-
I don't
but
know
it's-
if it's
it's
related.
unrelated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
I'm like,
man,
I ain't crazy.
I watched probably 10 minutes of an episode, and so there's only 14 episodes apparently. I watched 10 minutes of an episode. I was like, what is this piece of shit? No, it was like a sci-fi fucking movie. That's how it felt, like something that would be on
Oh, from the
Sci-Fi
name-
Channel.
The Sci-Fi Channel.
And I look it up and I see Joss Whedon. I'm like, no.
That's where Josh Whedon came from. pretty much.
Like, yo, what the fuck?
That and Buffy is like
Yep,
these two-
Buffy.
I'm like, yo, this
Oh,
is
it's
a
like Buffy?
No, it's not like Buffy, but that
Oh.
is something else he did.
and put this on everything, man. I put this on everything. The first thing I said to my wife was like, yo, this must be a show from the mid 90s. And then I looked it up and it was like 2002. I'm like, yo, this is post Matrix. Y'all came out with this shit. It was terrible. And then I saw it was it won awards for like achievements in visual effects. And I'm like, who the fuck is rating this? Fucking Stevie Wonder's cousin, bro. Like, no. Are you actually watching the show? Because this is terrible. It's terrible. So that's amazing to see that he's come a long way.
Well, it's amazing because it has such a big. It's kind of like Serenity is kind of like a crowdsourced film in a sense because Firefly had such a big fan base and it got canceled after 1 year. So all the fans kept asking the studio for a movie or another season, and that's basically how Serenity got made.
Wow. Yeah, that show looked like a piece of shit. So let's get off Josh Whedon for a second.
But honestly, Josh Whedon didn't really go on to do much else. He did the Avengers.
He did.
Did he
He
do
did.
Cabin in the Woods? Was that him?
he was a
did.
producer.
He wrote Cabin in the
writer.
Woods, Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
like that movie.
I liked Angel. Like that's probably my favorite Joss Whedon thing.
Oh, okay.
Angel the series.
Yeah.
I'm watching none of that shit. I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, but I had no interest in the show.
In the show, yeah. This is like, what the fuck am I? What are you gonna watch? You know, like.
And it just went
How
all
many
kinds of
vampire-
directions, and I was like, "Oh, this is a serious thing. We're not laughing anymore." Like,
Yeah. I get kind of irritated sometimes when these movies go on to become like, TV shows.
That's what
I'm
they
like,
did in
what-
the '90s. Like they would make, the Sarah Connor Chronicles or some shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? They would just make like shitty ass TV shows. Stargate.
But see, that's what kept me away from Fargo for the longest. And then I actually watched it, and I was like, oh, okay, they kind of did this one
Stargate
right.
was such a dope ass movie for them.
It is
to-
really underrated, right?
It's
I
so
love
good.
Stargate. I fully supported them making a remake of Stargate. And whatchamacallit was going to do it, the original director and writer. They were just going to make a new one.
Well,
I always
I don't
liked
want to see
Stargate.
that story again. I want to see
Oh,
a
we'll see.
different story.
Yeah, which I'm
but
fine with that too.
We don't have to like. I don't know. I just was when I sat down and watched SG1, I was like, wah, wah,
Exactly.
MacGyver's in
I've
Stargate.
always told people that Stargate is like a good movie.
It's amazing.
And people were like, I don't know, man. I was like, no, Stargate was a good movie.
Mhm.
What do y'all think about the new Star Trek coming out? It's a TV series. You probably don't know.
Oh, this is
I know nothing about that.
Yeah, that's over my
I'm
head.
like,
That's over my
you
pay
telling
grade.
me that, and I'm like, oh fuck, what is it?
Yeah.
It has Michelle Yeoh, so it's supposed to be like a very diverse version of Star Trek and very like feminine. I think Michelle Yeoh is in it.
Nice.
The
Chick
girl,
from The Walking Dead.
yeah, The Walking Dead, who was Tyrese's sister, like she got killed off. Spoilers this past season, and so she joined Star Trek, but I don't know. It
It's-
might be guy, might be.
So it's not like a reboot. It's just another like thing from that universe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It takes place in the kind of the beginning years, which
Yeah, I
they
don't
already
know.
did takes place in the beginning years series. So
Which one?
I
I stopped watching after
it
the
started
next
the guy
generation.
from Quantum Leap.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Enterprise.
Maybe I don't know. The
Yeah,
names.
that's what it's called.
Oh my god. I tell you, man.
Shouts
this
to
is-
Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Scott Bakula is
Yeah,
his
it's
name.
Quantum Leap. That was that shit back in the day.
I've
Yeah,
been
Scott
watching that on
Bakula.
Netflix. Like it never gets. Oh, there's like 1,000 freaking seasons of it.
He's like,
Net-
oh boy.
Netflix is like the reanimator, bro. That shit be bringing shit back from the dead.
I've been
bro, for
watching
real.
Voltron and shit. Like I'm that girl.
That's dope. So projections. What do we think this is gonna do from a money standpoint? I put my money on a Billy. This is gonna do $1 billion.
Really?
This is gonna do $1 billion.
Worldwide.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no fucking way domestically this is gonna do $1 billion.
I don't know.
But-
What's the last Marvel movie that did $1 billion? Have all of them done $1 billion?
I think didn't Guardians of the Galaxy just do $1 billion?
it probably did. I think so.
Guardians
I
of
ain't
the Galaxy
seen
too. Yeah.
I haven't seen it either.
I've not
Yeah,
seen
man.
either one of those because I just don't.
Oh, the first
I need
one's great. I
Howard
haven't
the
seen
Duck to come back. That's
Howard
what I
the Duck
need.
was my shit. Yeah.
He's a guardian of the galaxy, isn't he?
Well, he makes a cameo, but
He
he's
exists-
not
He
like.
doesn't exist in that universe.
It's complicated.
I didn't know
Yeah.
there was a universe.
I think he put it
Howard
in
the
there
Duck.
as a joke, basically.
Uh,
in
Yeah,
the- in
I
both
thought Howard
movies,
the Duck
yeah.
was just like a one-off thing. I didn't know it was like part of something.
he's a comic book character.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
knew that.
Comic books wasn't my shit growing up, man. I'm sorry.
Maybe I hope it does, Billy. I hope that Black Panther is lit, and then we get several more lit ass Black Panther movies
Right.
with all these, and we have more and more Black people
Right.
being fucking superheroes. 'cause
That's
it's
your
shit.
time.
Yeah, it is time. Doesn't it feel like something shifting? I was watching that I was watching a trailer for that movie Detroit that's coming out that like Catherine Bigelow is directing.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Mark Bowl wrote it, and it has like damn, who's in it? Anthony Mackie's in it, and
Okay.
John Boyega.
Oh, okay.
But it's about the Algiers motel incident that happened in Detroit, like in '67, where like somebody fired off a black kid fired off like a starter pistol, and then it turned into like this incident where the cops raided and killed them, and it was
Oh,
it was a
wow.
big thing. But Catherine Bigelow's directing it, which is a big thing. Like she's like. I made a joke on our Instagram. I posted. I said she's like the Illuminati because like every movie that she puts out is like Oscar nominated or what from Zero Dark 30 and Hurt Locker. She just kind of has this position when she does a film, people pay attention. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So But after I saw that, and I saw she was behind it, I was like, yo, it feels like a little shift is happening right now where, like these particular stories are on the big radar. And I was, I attribute it to, personally, I attribute it to like, I don't want to put it solely on this, but like the success of Straight Outta Compton. I was like, I feel like this monetary success of Straight Outta Compton has made it a little bit more reasonable to produce films for a black audience. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't really too much. There's between that and Get Out, we kind of have. It's not really a big risk. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe it was a perceived risk before.
Our stories are palatable in a way maybe that they haven't been in a while, and people don't feel like a black movie isn't something they can't relate to anymore.
Right. So
I would love that because our stories are stories of the world just like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought that was interesting, man. But yeah, I think with between the Marvel machine, between the hype of the film, and I hope it doesn't die down come February, and then from the fact that it's coming out in February, which is well, I mean, of course, that's a ploy in its own.
No. Listen. February 2015, like Black History Month 2015 was so lit. Like, no, 2016.
16, talking about Get Out.
Yeah, no. It was just lit, period. Like, the Obamas was just like, everybody come to the White House. It was just lit as hell. I needed to be so lit next year. Like, that was just a good feeling. Like, there's just so many representations and celebrations of us in a way that wasn't, like, colored by our past.
Right.
So it was kind of like, hey, we're dope now. And I want that again.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like that this year because, Trump.
But whose decision, like, when they're sitting down, they're making a decision about when this comes out. Do you feel like that's an awkward conversation? Like, so
maybe February.
So am I the only one thinking that February is the best time for this film?
I don't think it needs to be an awkward conversation. It's just kind of like this is what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, see, but the thing is that February is not really known to be
like
it's
Christmas.
It's usually a terrible time for
a terrible time
because a lot of
films.
people. You got like a lot of northern states where it snows. Some people just aren't going to go opening weekend if they got like 5 feet of snow in their driveway.
True indeed.
I feel like Chance is going to pay for people to go to the movie again like he did with Get Out. And he's like, hey, just pull up.
Yeah.
I
that'd be real shit.
I have some numbers
Okay.
to help. Of the top 50 highest grossing movies of all time,
Okay.
only 5 are Marvel films. One of those did not make and 4 made $1 billion. All right, so remember that. It's 5 movies, 4 made $1 billion. It is Spider-Man 3, which did not make $1 billion.
Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. The ones that did make $1 billion, Civil War, Iron Man 3, and 2 Avengers.
Really? Oh, so a billion's ambitious, basically, is what you're trying to tell me.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, I mean, that's what you're implying, and it's okay to imply that.
I will say that the ones that did make $1 billion, those are stronger franchises.
Right.
Wait, so Fast and Furious might have more billion-dollar movies than Marvel?
That's what it sounds like.
Let me.
I love how you just pulled that out of your memory. Like,
Well, I don't know. It's probably like the last 3 made billion.
Furious 7 is $1 billion. Fate of the Furious is $1 billion.
I know 5 hit.
I know 8 hit. Yeah.
And that's it. 2.
Oh shit.
2 made $1 billion.
I'm pretty sure 8 made $1 billion.
Fate of the Furious.
Fate is 8.
Oh,
right?
Fate
is 8.
Yeah, Fate of the Furious.
So Fast 5 didn't make $1 billion?
No.
Damn.
That was when they were still recovering.
Oh, okay. I thought for sure
That was the beginning of like the heist film era.
Right.
That was the start of that.
Okay.
So yeah, so you have 4 that made $1 billion.
So $1 billion is ambitious, basically.
Not saying it's impossible, just showing you the numbers.
Right.
I'm not gonna say it can't do it.
Right. But it's just not a safe bet. I should probably change the spread up a little bit as the.
It'll make a lot of money. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, anybody else have any predictions or?
I guess it really depends on like internationally, because there's always this like myth in Hollywood that black people don't sell internationally,
Right, which is bullshit.
So I think China is like our next biggest market, so you need like a lot of Chinese people to go out. Of course, like Africa would be a big market, like the UK.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna hit $1 billion for real. To me, it depends on the reviews. If like it's the best reviewed Marvel movie, then it'll probably hit $1 billion. But if it's not, I don't think it will.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it looked like they need to tighten up on the CGI. They got a couple months to tighten up on that before they hit the hit the pavement. What do you think, Jesse? What's your projections?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna hit $1 billion, but yeah, I don't really know.
You don't
I
really
have
know?
no idea.
Well, I guess movies like this, where it's like there's a movie coming out that pretty much all black people are looking forward to,
Right.
or they hear about it and they have to go see it. Is like Get Out and Straight Outta Compton, and neither of those like made $1 billion. But it has the Marvel push where it's just a superhero movie, so people are gonna watch it.
Right.
So if Get Out made 200 million, all those people watch Marvel plus like the other people that watch Marvel movies.
I would say
it
though
would
that
be-
black people who don't watch Marvel movies are still showing up.
Oh,
Black
for
Panther.
sure. They're
Yeah.
still showing up for Black Panther.
I think that black people who give two shits about a comic book are just like,
Yeah.
okay, we have a movie, we're gonna go see it.
Yeah, I think even the Medea audience is going to show up for Black Panther. No bullshit. I really
No, I
think
think
it's
you're
going.
right.
Yeah,
I think
it's
you're
going to
right.
bring everybody out.
Well, what we were talking about earlier about the imagery, like we care.
Right.
And I think like that's a misconception. Like we care what our kids see, we do care. And it's like, oh look at what we are. So I think people are going out taking their kids to see
Right.
it.
Is it R or 13 or
It'll be 13.
PG-13?
Yeah, they're not doing that.
Oh, it's hitting a Billy. And you think
so?
it's hitting a Billy.
I think it'll do at least 500 million.
I'm willing to put my money on that one, man. I feel confident that it's going to hit a Billy. I just feel like it's in the air.
Actually, well, Wonder Woman is a movie that's kind of similar in that like a lot of women or a lot of people have been waiting for like their own superhero movie that reflects them.
Right.
So if that hits $1 billion, I think Black Panther could probably
Has
hit
a
$1
better
billion.
chance.
My
Right.
kid is really excited to see Wonder Woman. We gotta go.
Marvel
this
doesn't
weekend.
lose. Marvel hasn't had a dud or a flop.
I mean Ant-Man, but it's not a dud.
It's not. It,
I like Ant-Man.
it made money, right?
Right,
And it probably made a decent amount of money. So
So you're talking about from a numbers perspective.
yeah, from a numbers game, they don't lose.
Okay,
So-
got you. You know what I'm not looking forward to though? In the trend of like what always happens when like any sort of movie with notoriety comes out. Fucking party promoters. There's gonna be Black Panther party.
yeah.
Party promoters always find a way to fuck up and like oversaturate a name for
Wakanda Wednesdays.
Gotta show up in your dashiki and be great.
Yo, that's
Wakanda Wednesdays
funny.
this Sunday.
Yo, shout out to Creative Nation, yo. I don't know if that's a good plug right there, but them the homies, man.
I mean, they can have a sexy dashiki contest.
Yeah, that's
I would
funny.
show up for
crazy.
that.
And it'll be the 4th annual too.
The fourth annual.
annual Wakanda Bash.
Yo, that's hilarious, bro. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to a bunch of those kind of parties. Yeah, man. But and then the stars doing club appearances, like they did with The Wire. Like, yo.
We're not on the level of The Wire here.
I'm
like
just
some
saying,
Marvel
like,
movie.
I'm just saying, black people find a way to make an event out of the shit.
I definitely
like,
met Idris Elba in the club in DC though. Like,
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, man, we turn everything into a party, man, and I think that's cool. I think that works in our advantage. In a case like this, because I really feel like to extract that billion that I speak of, we're gonna have to make an event of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna have to, and just be creative with this shit. Hit the ground running. That we already know that there's gonna be a big, push from the Marvel machine. But there probably also needs to be like a groundswell, like an organic push as well, like an organic element. The way Get Out was, Get Out wasn't a big marketed film, but it just had that organic element. But Martin, you brought out a good point. It's because it was actually a good movie. So, the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
rating
like
helped.
bad reviews, Rotten Tomatoes are like really killing a lot of movies nowadays.
Yeah,
Like I know Baywatch, they were mad at Rotten Tomatoes over that
right.
because of course it had like 19% or something like that, and
I
did
just-
terrible,
Damn.
way under like what they thought they were gonna do.
It's a Marvel movie. I have no doubt this will be a successful film,
Right.
and that everybody will go see it. It's a Marvel movie. That's what
Yeah, and buy it on DVD. I think
Yeah.
black, most black people are gonna have like buy that DVD when it comes out too.
I definitely am.
I mean, people are still going to see Thor, which is like the most kind of not that interesting of.
But that's the
Right.
one for white people.
They're all for white people practically.
He's a Norse guy.
Has Idris Elba in it
Yeah.
in the
he is.
most pointless kind of
Character.
second-rate character.
Right.
ever.
And Tessa Thompson's in it too.
Truth.
Kory like he's like.
Yeah, she is.
Well, I'm going to, for all the executives that work for Marvel, I'm gonna introduce you guys to a term that really helped the hip hop community when it comes to marketing. You ready? Payola. Right. So if the Rotten Tomatoes peoples are the problem, lubricate the pockets a little bit. Pay for a better.
That's all the
Put
way
a little-
fucking illegal.
So I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just introducing you to the word. Okay.
Is payola like a hip hop thing or like a Motown thing? Like payola's been
Payola's like a mob thing, man. That's like
Barry
that's
Gordy.
Yeah, that's some Al Capone shit. Yeah,
So-
I'm just gonna pay you to look the other way.
If there's no payola, like I don't know, radio, like why do you hear Drake 5 times an hour?
Yeah.
Because this shit sell. Because people listen. They
It's
listen.
like the chicken or the egg. Like, does it sell or do you just play it a lot? And people listen to it because you play it a lot.
Yeah, I guess that's a very accurate question. I mean, that's a really good question,
If
man.
we're talking about movies, like I'm not even mad. Like play all the black superheroes. We need a Sandman movie.
Payola though, just if you're sitting around a board meeting and you're looking for a cheap idea, payola.
Has anybody seen anything negative? I was waiting for like a white person to like post like, "Oh, you get a superhero now because it's 2017," and be like, "Yo, the character's from the 60s, created by a white guy."
Well,
Like,
apparently, I saw something. I don't know. You never know what's fake news these days. Shout out to the hashtag fake news. But like, I saw something where people were talking about how it was too militant and too yada yada yada.
So here's my problem with that, right? Like one person, and I hate to be like this, like one person who is a fucking nobody on Twitter says something and then it's a fucking story.
Well, that's how all stories kind of start.
No, but it's like, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So like during the Olympics, like not initially when Gabby Douglas won Best All Around, but like most recently, the most recent Olympics, people were talking about her hair, and that was a big thing the first time.
Right.
I had my opinions,
Which
but I
is
didn't.
whack. Why would anyway?
I had my opinions, but I didn't tweet about it because it's not. You don't need to tweet about it. It's like whatever. Think what you think. But when they were like black women harshly criticized Simone Biles and Gabby Douglas's looks, and it was like some random 16-year-olds saying things, and I'm like, now it's all of black women now, like so that's what I'm saying. It's like okay, and the same thing with I'd say like with the whole like Ruby and Black and the Hunger Games being a surprise to someone, like some random 12-year-olds were being racist about that. It's not white people at large. It's not black people at large. So it's just kind of like, who actually said that? Does their opinion matter? And how hard did you have to search for that shit to make it a news story?
I get what you're
But
saying.
I feel like there's like a new wave of just trolling going on when it comes to
yeah.
just black content in general. Like again, like we just did a podcast on Dear White People, and if you go to the IMDb page, there's a lot of just hateful comments on there. And when you read those comments in depth, you could tell that a lot of the times the person probably watched like 15 minutes of the first episode and made up their mind. So it just seems like now we're living in a time where social media is being used in the way to kind of tear down like big black projects.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, but I think like you're gonna get people like that anyway when you give everybody a voice, like they have the opportunity to be heard. So but see, that's the thing though. I knew you were gonna say that with Dear White People because that's exactly what happened. But it's like it's gonna offend somebody, but at the same time, your ass supposed to be learning something. So, like if you didn't learn anything, like to me, that's a reflection on you. And like if you have a problem with black people being proud of their success and their capabilities, like you need to look yourself in the mirror because it's kind of like we're not even talking about you. This doesn't have anything to do with you. And if you can't stand to not be the center of attention, like look at yourself. We're not shitting on you. We're just celebrating us. And that shouldn't bother you at all.
Right.
But I just wonder how that kind of plays into like, let's say Netflix greenlighting like a second season or something like that. Like I wonder how much of an effect that negative commenting does to overall ratings, scores on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. And if that kind of judges whether they're going to go forward with greenlighting another season or not.
People hate watch things though. So it works both ways. So like think about what you just said. They're saying on IMDb that it's bad. Well, then I think other white people are gonna watch it because they're hate watching it because you're saying that it's bad. So I don't think that it's gonna stop anything. If anything, it just adds to the number of people viewing it. I don't think it stops white people from watching it. I think they want to see what it's about.
Netflix too is probably just really concerned about the numbers. So where they come from, they probably don't care. But if people need to watch it, so that's why sometimes when you hear stuff get canceled, it's like I don't think it was because you didn't appreciate the content. It's just nobody was watching it.
I think it was Floyd Mayweather that said, with the people that hate you and the people that love you, they both pay the same price for admission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what Snoop said. He's like, you can roll over my CDs if you want. You paid for them.
Yeah, real talk. So it's like, so I agree with what you're saying, Kory, is that like, I mean, shit, if the analytics show that motherfuckers is showing up to hate and shit, give them something to hate.
I ain't gonna lie, like I know Wonder Woman, the Alamo Draft House was doing like woman only screenings. It could be kind of dope to have black only screenings for Black Panther.
Good luck.
Damn, what you mean by that?
When you go inside and leave me in the parking lot, good luck. Have a great time.
Good luck. Have a great
Oh,
time.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm carrying you on my back. Like,
Oh, wow.
Can we do the arm thing? Can we do the like?
Hell no,
think we should
won't go.
overcome?
Can we change it? Like he has to come in.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's okay. I'll get a ticket for one.
Mm.
Somewhere else.
Well,
we'll just go twice, and we'll make the money more. We'll make the movie more money.
That's kind of true. So to sort of bring this conversation to an end, man, is there anything in particular that you guys are looking forward to in this film? Like not really the cast performances, but like and maybe this is more of a question for you, Martin, since you're the most familiar with the comic book. Like, is there anything that you're looking forward to being in the film and that you hope they don't leave out?
His sister's pretty dope. I don't know if she's in the film. I definitely want to see a lot of the Dora Minaj. It's not Minaj. It's something else. But those are like the bald-headed African women who are like his bodyguards.
Aren't they like lesbians?
I don't know if they are.
I thought I read something about like the world of Wakanda. There's like some same-sex relationships. I could totally be thinking that is something else, but
Or it could be a fantasy of yours.
oh, it could be fanfic. You're right.
But yeah, another thing I'm looking for, like, if they really are telling the truth and it is a geopolitical thriller and it is like the Game of Thrones of the Marvel universe, I'm really looking forward to that. Like, if it can live up to that, because if it can, I'll be all in for it.
What's another example of a geopolitical thriller other than Game of Thrones? Because I'm not in that nerd world, but
Shoot. It was one I saw a while ago called, I forgot what it was called, but it had Orlando Bloom and who's the guy? I'm sorry, I can't get the guy with the eye, lazy eye.
Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker.
I totally was not expecting that to be the answer.
What was that? Not Heaven on Earth. What was
But it was an African movie, but
Last King of Scotland.
no.
No, Orlando Bloom
was
wasn't in that. That was James McAvoy.
McAvoy.
And that was freaking amazing.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. It was pretty decent, but it was kind of about like South Africa and how, like, after apartheid, but there were still these like Nazi. They're not Nazis, but like South African
White supremacists.
supremacists who were like trying to poison the black community, and it's like this whole conspiracy, and they were trying to figure it out.
Nice.
So that makes me think that they're really going to focus on like rebelling against colonization and like the raping of their resources.
Oh yeah, I absolutely want to see a scene set in like, I don't know, the 1600s or 1500s. When like a white, like European nation tries to like walk into Wakanda and start taking shit.
Them getting fucked up, which is
Yeah.
what should have happened in
By the
real
Black
life.
Panther.
Like Ethiopia or whatever.
So about those calves,
And
about those warriors.
And actually, Martin, do you know the backstory for the Black Panther, like the origin story?
I think it's the same as the
Every-
Civil War,
yeah, it's
right?
like-
it gets handed down. The
every
role.
it's like a monarchy. Every king has to be the Black Panther. It gets handed down, and every Black Panther can go somewhere and talk to like other Black Panthers. But actually, in the comics, the guy Andy Serkis, he's playing Claw. He actually kills T'Challa's father, and that's how T'Challa becomes the Black Panther.
But he becomes the Black Panther here because in Civil War his father was murdered.
Yeah, by Zemo, right? Yeah, Baron Zemo.
You looked at me, and trust me, I don't have the answer. But okay, but no, that's good to know.
Guys
man.
in the explosion.
That's kind of why I feel Claw is unnecessary in this story. But I get like,
They're setting you up for something.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to them. Hopefully, Ryan bringing a sense of style. I think Marvel does really well when they let their directors bring something to the table. Because Civil War and Guardians of the Galaxy are really good, and they have that sense of they have you can see the director put his footprint on it. And then the car flipping. I want to see cars flip over. And I'd love to see stuff with vibranium. The Marvel movies tend to leave out all the fancy metals. Like they just have their metal already made. Like I want to see where vibranium comes from. I want to see it like being made.
There's like two main metals, like adamantium and vibranium. Fox, of course, has adamantium pretty much.
So you just don't see it. Like I don't know what it looks like. It's just everything they make out of it just comes out pre-made.
Yeah.
Like,
What's
like
Captain
Wolverine's
America's
already-
shield made out of?
Vibranium.
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
What
I
is
think
it?
it's like a metaphor for like gold, though, like
Yeah.
which is Africa.
Or-
You know, is a very gold-rich country.
Right.
I mean, continent.
Right.
But was Captain America's shield vibranium before the introduction of Wakanda?
Yeah, it was because they talk about it. I think in the first Captain America, like that it was vibranium.
What is it? It's like a metal that doesn't vibrate or doesn't produce sound or some nonsense.
I don't know exactly like what it is, but it's like it's supposed to be bulletproof, of course, and it's supposed to be like the hardest or strongest metal, and it's supposed to be malleable and be able to like create technology. And
Be able to
stuff
do
like
everything.
That. Yeah, it's like a MacGuffin or like
Right.
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Which is why you don't see it.
Yeah. Well, I want to see it. So
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna do with the world of Wakanda. Like, is it something? Is it like a secret world that they kind of like discover, or is it something like a civilization that's kind of developing alongside America? Like, I'm just interested to see how that's gonna kind of play out.
Well, I think the story is like it's been isolationist up to this point, and of course, with this point, with the death of his father going to those accords, it's like the first time Wakanda has like reached out. So I guess it's like the story is supposed to be how he navigates between Wakanda wanting to be isolationist and at the same time like be a part of the world.
their secrecy is. I think it's gonna be about how their secrecy is like up for grabs. Like they're gonna fight to control some of that still.
I can see so many like parallels between like righting wrongs in history that they could explore in the story. So like I'm kind of excited to see how they explore that.
Yeah, see, I'm with you on that. Like, I'm because just not knowing anything about it, I'm excited to see how they make some shit that's really happening very relatable and entertaining, and hopefully educate some motherfuckers about things that are actually happening. You know, and just putting it on a really flat, you know, surface for people to have a conversation. And then I'm with you, Kory, as well, which is like I want to see what the sort of style that Ryan Coogler brings to it and how he handles the material, and is he putting emphasis on the action or on the dialogue, or you know, the actual intertwining between these, you know, between the characters and stuff like that. So I'm excited just to go in blind and learn and become a fan and want to fucking nosedive into everything Black Panther. Like, I'm looking forward to that.
Now, I got some comics at my house that I'll let you look at from afar. You can't touch them, but you know.
Well, no, you're not doing me any favors, buddy. That's cool. It sounded like you tried to make it like a favor, but I don't give a fuck. So
I was gonna, but then I was thinking your grubby handprints on it might devalue my first printing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't want to grub them up. But all right, well, cool, man. Well, you know, hopefully you guys are just excited about the Black Panthers. We are, man, and you know, we'd love to hear about it. As always, we keep begging you guys to send emails and to rate and review. And for some fucking reason, I'm getting mad here at you listeners, man, because you could be taking out your phone and taking action, hitting us up with some hashtags, with some ads saying, hey, kind of movie critics. Hey, Kory, what do you think about this? Yeah, da. But you're not doing anything like that. So anyway, I'm done venting.
Y'all are still listening though, so we're so not gonna like come at our listeners like that.
We're not. But this is more heartfelt because it's like I know we have listeners. I get interactions. People ask me about things. You know, what are you watching? What are you guys watching? And I appreciate that wholeheartedly. And I'm not taking anything away from that. But for you know, it would be so. It's also helpful to interact with us on a virtual space.
You know what? You're right, because what I have been experiencing is that people who know me in real life are like texting me instead of rating us on iTunes. Hint, hint, you know who you are.
Right.
So I'd appreciate that from y'all.
Yeah. So no, we appreciate all of our listeners, and we just want to interact with you guys more on that sort of space. And we know more interaction begets more interaction. So that's all. We're just trying to grow our audience. So tell more people about us. Let's talk more about these films, man. Follow us on the Instagram at Kinda Movie Critics. Critics. What the fuck is a critics? At Kinda Movie Critics. And on Twitter's at Kinda Movie Crits, CRITS. We also have a Facebook page at Kinda Movie Critics. So we are we are available in every space. So yeah, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in a plug for Treezy. You can follow me on the gram, Young Treezy, at Filmmaking Treezy, or on Twitter at
You are
Filmmaking
not
Trees.
fucking Young Treezy. Stop.
I am Young Treezy.
You're filmmaking Treezy.
So, but I'm just saying,
you gotta
like,
go
at
back here to you
Filmmaking
trying to
Treezy.
fight my moniker. The fuck?
At Filmmaking Treezy, Young Treezy, Fat Spike, aka Trees Jobs, man. And if y'all want to plug y'all personal stuff, go for it, man.
I got
Going-
more followers than you
going
already. I
once.
won't do you like that.
Going twice. Fuck Leezy. All right, guys, we're going to close out this episode. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, we call ourselves Kinda Movie Critics because we kind of are, and we're kind of not. We're just a bunch of people that like to watch movies.
This has been an On Ear Network production.